All right, hey, I just want to give a little bit of feedback on the trade I took today and how I was able to identify and like basically the potential of the trade, just to help anybody out that may be wondering. Just pretty much, this is not like a different strategy. It's pretty much the same thing that we're doing with AK. It's just that I kind of just like crystallize it to the way I approach the charts, and my entry and my exits is different. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to do a bar selection, and this is kind of what I started off like last night, like 2 o'clock in the morning, just looking at stuff. So I'm looking at this, and I immediately noticed that this is a potential trade here, because when you see all this free range here, this is untested territory. Price is 100% going to come back and it's going to cover this gap here. I mean, you could say it's a gap or fair value gap or whatever. I'm not really too familiar with that terminology. All I know is that um, what I do, and this is the reason why I call this whole thing the wick trap. I think it's pretty cool. I look at the wicks coming from like the last lowest low or the last lowest high, depending on like what I see in the charts. From here, what I see like this right here. I believe price is going to come and it's going to fill this wick. Now, why do I believe that? It's because in order for to for price to pretty much go, you got a low, you got a high, you got a higher low, a higher high. And at this point, price has to come back down into this and retest this last high just to keep going, right? So it's basically like it's the same basics, right? So in order for price to pretty much keep going low, because we're in a downtrend, price has to come back up and touch this area. Not only that, that's one confluence. It's free range. So if we can get a candle to close above this area of resistance, because if you look here, this is nothing but straight resistance, clean area of resistance. If we can get candle to close above that, price is going to ferociously approach it. The only thing that messed me up this morning was that I was looking at I was paying too much attention to the close of the session. I was worried about momentum losing and this thing drawing back instead of paying attention to the price action. That's kind of where I made my mistake. So I'm looking at this thing. This is around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 a.m. in the morning. I wait for this thing to pop off. I just got dead tired. I couldn't do it anymore. So let me just zoom in a little bit. So around 2 a.m., once I would have seen once I would have seen this, all right, this is right here is around 4:30. I definitely wouldn't have been up. But you see this resistance here? You got a red candle stop dead in its tracks like it ran into Marshawn Lynch off the football Seahawks team. And then you had the green candle just started coming up. The second this green candle would have closed above this gives me indication that boom, it's going to go here, right? So basically, boom, it did that. Okay, that's step one. That's covered. I kind of move with the market step by step. It's like a ludicrous song. Like when I move, you move, just like that. All right, so boom, right. When I saw this morning, this would prompt me to get in a trade. Price it closed above this resistance, not quite this one, but the way these candles was moving and that rejection candle right there, I'm like, oh yeah, we about to cook. So I hopped in, I put my stop loss right here, and I said, boom, we're gonna take it to up here, and then I said we're just gonna take it to these wicks. The way the momentum was looking, right? So boom, we started cooking. We started getting in it. It was good. Then it dropped. It drew back. So my whole thing is, I bust my entries into two entries. I always get out at like a 1-to-1, and then I let the other one run. The reason why I can take some profit off of the table. It's just psychology is easier. However, due to the margin of the cushion of the broker fees or whatever you want to call it on my broker, it put my entry like right here, so I couldn't I couldn't break even. So once I saw this pullback coming, I'm like, it's 100% going to take me out right here because it's going to touch this area of resistance. I got out and then I got back in once we pretty much passed this again. But I ended up getting out because I'm like, man, session time, I'm going to get stomped. Like, it's going to do something crazy. And that's my mistake. I got to separate my trades. The last trade has no affiliation with this trade, and this trade has no affiliation with last trade. Boom, TP hit.